Okay, this is my knucklehead dog, Chloe. I don't know if she's a knucklehead, but anyway, she wants to wrestle, but I'm not going to wrestle with her. No soup for you. This is my aquaponics. You can see the water, the bathtub right here. It has black on top of it, and water's dripping out of the irrigation pipe. So the fish pond is up on the bottom. You can see some of the fish swimming around right in there. See the fish? There are the fish. And so the water right now is getting pumped up through this pipe. It's going into the grow bed, and only a little bit is flowing back into the pond right now. But once the grow bed fills up, it'll cycle. The siphons will pop on and the grow bed will drain. So you can see right, what is that? Here's a tomato plant. The white is the irrigation. You can see the siphon right there. It's a black media guard with a white siphon on top, and then there's some green onions here and a pepper plant in the back, and there's what is that? You have to put plastic around the tomatoes so that the birds don't eat them. This one is an heirloom tomato plant. This over here is a regular big boy tomato plant. Here's a pepper plant, and here's a pichai or pak choi. More green onion. Basil plant here, which I have to trim. And I have an eggplant over here. This is my timer switch for both my systems, so that it runs every 15 minutes on the hour. It'll run for 15 minutes and turn off for 45. So this is my original grow bed. So you have the bathtub on the bottom, and these black containers here are what is it? These are contractors. It's to mix mortar and stuff like that. So this is the larger tubs for mortar mixing. And over here you see this is a 155-gallon drum that I split in half and flipped. So those are my two grow beds. Here's more pak choi tomato plant, and both of these are the heirloom tomato plants. This is a Chinese long bean sprout that's coming up, the Chinese long bean sprout coming up. And these are two, not this, but this is a bitter melon plant. See, and you can see a flower right here and a flower right there. Bitter melon, the leaves actually are what the Filipinos use a lot in their cooking. But they also like the long pods that come out. So, and there's a pepper plant back here. So pretty soon, the next time I come through here, I'm going to pull these out, and then I'm not going to put any more cabbage in here. It'll only be stuff that lives a long time, like tomato plants, the long bean plant, the bitter melon plants, and the pepper plants. And I'll probably put a basil plant, some basil in here too. And I'm also going to have to put up a trellis, a small trellis, so that the tomato plants will have something to cling on to, because they won't be able to stand upright. They'll just fall over. And then below, this table I made, this stand I made, this stand here I made using the miter saw Lori bought me for Christmas. But here is my fish tank. It's getting drained down right now. I'm pretty up here. We'll see the siphon coming on right now. So the siphon, if you can see the piping, is coming from this one here, and it's starting to drain, and pretty soon it'll come on all the way, and you'll see it. All the water from this tank is draining into there. You can kind of see, I don't know, maybe not. But see, it's starting to kick on, and there it is. Now it's on full bore, and so now that's all the water that had been poured into this grow bed. This grow bed's about ready to go, but this grow bed, and so now it's draining. And that way you don't flood out the plants. They get water on the roots, and then It drains out and you're good to go. And then here's my regular gardening grow bed. So I have this is an eggplant, and you can see 2 eggplants growing right now, about ready to get picked. More pak choy. This is a tomato plant that did pretty well for a while, but now it's dying, so I'm gonna have to put in a new tomato plant. And then this is a papaya tree that I have the wrong, you know, when seeds come down, you can either get a male, a female, or one that has both. And this one is, I think, a male plant. And male plants just don't produce a fruit, so you're gonna have to get rid of this plant. Hold on a second. So you can see I just put cinder blocks all the way up and down this garden bed, right? It's 3 across. So it's 4 feet wide and 20 feet long. And I've just been filling it full of compost for, I don't know, this is like 1.5 years now. So it's coming along. And then, you know, as I can, I'll put, what is that? I'll put worm compost in here. But right now, I was trying to grow some lettuce in here, but it just didn't do very well at all. So daikon has grown really well here, and some other plants. Lettuce is not doing well for me. This over here is my squash pit. I have to put it in here so the dog doesn't chew it up. But if you look, I have fencing around it so the dog doesn't chew at the vine. And the vine runs across this board over to the fence. And it's kind of gone up into the tree, and the size of the fruit that come off of here is about 10 pounds or so. We just don't have anything right now any fruit that's kind of coming of age, so I can show you. But I'm using this tree as a trellis because I'm not really a big fan of chica. My in-laws like it, and that's why I haven't cut down the tree, but I'm using it as a trellis, so thank you, chica. But yeah, this squash plant grows, obviously it's pretty prodigious. You can see the vines right here. The vines are looking for a place to glom onto. So I'm trying to get it to run somewhere else. They just they don't want to get trained. Let's see how it goes. This tree right here, if you look, this tree is a neem tree. This is came out of India. It's supposed to be really a lot of homeopathic recipes come out of here, but right now I'm trying to use it to fight off the nematodes. But I got to trim it, otherwise this thing will get too big. Here's the beginning of a squash plant. This thing will get, oh, here's one right here. There's a squash plant right there. See that thing? Wow. Actually, that's ready to come down. So that's the size of that's the squash plant right there, and then this brown deal right there, that's a chica fruit. And my in-laws really like it because it's sweet. It's a milky sap, kind of bizarre. But that's my garden. In here, I don't know, I've had nematodes in here, so anything I put in here isn't surviving other than weeds. So I'm trying to use the neem leaves to kill the nematodes. So we'll see how it goes. And the last thing we have, okay, over here are my compost bins. I was telling you about my three container systems. So over here on the right the far right is the one that I use for the newest compost. So for the entire month of May, I just put stuff in this one, and then at the end of the month, I pull all the stuff out of the far left one and I'll put it in the garden. I'll move the middle one over to the left, the one on the right to the middle, and then the empty one goes into the far right. And then I'll put compost from the big bin into the plastic one, and then we'll just feed it table scraps for the rest of the month. And here's my avocado tree that I've had to chain off because the dog was chewing on it. Wasn't doing so well, but now it's starting to grow now, so that's good news. So that's my garden. I'll talk to you later.